When The Flash was released in 2023, the concept of the film appealed to casual audiences and serious readers of DC Comics characters. However, the implementation of various aspects relating to the film were considered inferior, and the entire premise of the film was interpreted as a waste of actors and actresses, and a complete waste of effort. But the speculative scenario is this: Michael Keaton regretted his cameo appearance in The Flash. From information now known, the production and development of the Ezra Miller-headed Flash film was complicated with an extraordinary amount of problems. Warner Brothers and DC were both afraid of the film not having much appeal to casual audiences, as a result of the lack of understanding with the Flash as a character. At the time, audiences did not particularly respond well to Justice League from 2017 and the Zack Snyder cut of the film in 2021. Ezra Miller as an actor and all of the related controversies with the actor only made the film less appealing. James Gunn, also taking command of DC comic-based film projects, also made casual and serious audiences for the film less likely, due to it being automatically rendered non-canon by the rebooted film universe. It was eventually decided to modify the plot to feature one of the most iconic depictions of Batman to have ever been conceived of, Michael Keaton's Batman from 1989. Opinions later harder to focus the film on a multiversal concept first implemented by Marvel Studios. But for the sake of story, Batman 1989 would be brought in for sheer nostalgia. Despite Warner Brothers and DC later transforming the premise of The Flash into a multiversal based film, Michael Keaton was initially hesitant about appearing in the film. Even with back and forth communications between Keaton's representatives on the Warner Brothers DC groups, there was not much of an agreement for Michael Keaton to reappear as the Batman from 1989. Eventually, there was a stall in negotiations, but what finally brought Michael Keaton to appear in The Flash were pleas from his family, who were avid fans of his prior work as Batman, and his grandson, who wasn't even alive when the 1989 depiction of Batman was released. Conflicting sources had it that even with the assurances from Warner Brothers, and DC, and even his family, Michael Keaton was still unsure about reprising his Batman role from the Tim Burton films, but agreed, regardless of his own personal sentiment. Opinions now consider Michael Keaton's cameo in The Flash to have been a wasted opportunity. The very act of having such an iconic character return in a film like The Flash received immediate backlash from critics, audiences, and even those in the film industry, with the film later being considered to be a pivotal failure for Warner Brothers and DC. Naturally, all associated with the film later distanced themselves from the feature, and Michael Keaton made public remarks after the film's release. And from the official failure, he remarked that he was lied to about the entire experience, and that he was simply told what he wanted to hear just for him to be depicted in the film to give it legitimacy to audiences by Warner Brothers on DC Comics.